I'm headed out on a 105-mile, 8-day backpacking trip in the Uinta Mountains in Utah. These mountains are gorgeous, but they're rugged. There's no resupply and a limited amount of water. So I have this big pack. Let me show you everything that I'm bringing along on this trip. I'm going to be joined on this trip by my friends Miyagi and the Mule. Now, the Uinta Highline Trail is one of those bucket list trails I've wanted to get to for years. I'm not going to get into a lot about that trail in this video. However, I did a video with my friend Miyagi, who's helping plan this trip, and we talked all about that trail. If you want to hear more about our planning and the trail, I'll put a link to that video in the cards. All right, before we get into what my backpack is and what's inside of it, I'm going to tell you about some of the other things that I'm going to be carrying and what I'm going to start out the trail and start out hiking, what I'm going to be wearing. First of all, on my feet, I have a brand new stinking pair of Brooks Cascadias. These are the 17s, the 18s just came out. I will break these in before I start the hike, but I love these shoes. Underneath the shoes, I have some Injinji merino wool toe sock liners. And over the top of that, I have some darn tough socks with their great warranty. Moving my way up, I'm going to be wearing my Patagonia running shorts with built-in liner and a 5-inch inseam. And on top, I have a Smart Wool merino wool hoodie. This used to be a long sleeve sun hoodie. I chopped the sleeves off, but I like to have this hood to protect my neck. We are going to be hiking from east to west, which means that the sun will be at our back, and I need to protect this area back here, and that hood does just the job. And of course, on top, I'm not bringing sunglasses, but I have my Under Armour hat that I wear on all of my hikes, and I really like it. If it's cool enough, there's a good chance I actually won't start wearing this, but it'll be in my backpack. This is the Appalachian Gear Company Alpaca hoodie. I love it. Check it out. They're sold out right now, but if you can get your hands on one of them, it's really good. My hiking poles are the Cascadia Mountain Tech carbon fiber poles. I'm going to be wearing a fanny pack. This is the XL fanny pack from Light AF. It's made out of an Ultra 200 material. It has a stretchy pouch on the front, which is where I will keep my iPhone 14. And I have a bracket here for attaching it on the top of my tripod. Inside of the pouch, typically when I hike, I'm going to have a bunch of snacks inside of here. But we're going to be hitting the trail probably around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're only going to be hiking 4 or 5 miles in. So I'm expecting that my belly will be full and I won't need snacks. So all of my food is inside of my backpack. Other than I have my salt sticks. These are electrolyte tabs. I have 4-pack per day. I take 2 at a time. It helps rejuvenate you if you are sweating a lot. I have some Midwest Backpacker stickers in case I meet anyone and they want to know about the channel, blah, blah, blah. And in the back of this fanny pack, there's a little pocket. And in that pocket, I pack a wet one, just in case I have to go number 2 very quickly. I will also keep my billfold in here when I'm hiking that first day. It will only be in there the first day and the last day. I'll show you where my wallet is during the rest of my hike as we go through. On this hike, I am bringing my Pilgrim UL Highline backpack. Yes, this backpack was specifically designed by Dylan at Pilgrim UL, who lives in Utah near the Highline Trail, and it's made for ultra lightweight hikers, which I'm not really, but It's an ultra lightweight pack that only weighs 20 ounces, but it has a frame and it can carry up to 35 pounds. So this backpack is 5 liters bigger than my other Pilgrim UL Highline. This is a 40-liter backpack, and that extra capacity is going to allow me to carry all of that food that I'm going to need for 8 days. So I took this backpack out earlier this spring for the first time when I was on the Appalachian Trail, and I'd had to have some longer food carries, and I had some different gear that required more volume, and it worked great. So let's hop into what is on the outside of my backpack. First thing I'm going to talk about is my Govee. This is a thermostat where it's linked to my phone via Bluetooth, and I can track the temperature and the relative humidity on my phone, and I can go back over the last 2 weeks when my trip is done and see where I was at. This is really important. I was just out in Wyoming hiking, and my thought process most of the time when I'm hiking is, yeah, this is hard, but come on, suck it up, Buttercup, let's go. Not always the best plan when it's super hot out. So if I am struggling a little bit, I can look at this and see, okay, is it 70 degrees and I think it's 140, or is it 100 degrees and maybe I should chill out? This is really good, at least for me, for knowing how hard I should be going when I'm hiking. Okay, as far as water, on day 2, there is going to be a segment that could be 20 miles long without water. I think that I found a water spot halfway through that, but due to that, I am bringing bigger water bottles. This is a 1 liter smart water bottle that's kept in my side pouch. You'll notice that it's empty. There's no reason for me to carry extra water when I'm starting the hike, when I only have 4 or 5 miles to go before we're camping by a lake. So an empty 1 liter bottle. On my shoulder strap here, on the front so I can reach it quickly, is another 700 milliliter water bottle that will be full. Now, I can carry more than 1.7 liters of water. You'll see that I have my filtering bag in here where I can carry that with dirty water on day 2 if it's hot out and I think that I'm going to need more than 1.7 liters of water. Keeping on the front here, I have my tripod that I use for doing my videos. It's in a custom-made pocket that was made by Miyagi, the guy that I'm hiking with, and it works real well. But this does add about another pound to my pack, as well as I have to carry an extra battery bank. So I'm adding about 2 pounds to my backpack. When I start out this hike, I'm estimating that my backpack is going to weigh 26 to 27 pounds. That second day, with the extra water, it could weigh up to 30 pounds. Yikes. Okay, also here on the front, I have my Garmin InReach Mini. All 3 of us that are on this hike will have Garmin InReach Minis. That may sound redundant, but we do not hike together all of the time. And if we get to camp, or if something goes wrong with somebody else on that hike, and we're 4 or 5 miles apart from each other, we can message each other using these and see what the problem is, or say one of my friends isn't going to be able to make it to our campsite for the night. He can tell us, I'm fine, I'm just going to stop short, don't worry. Also on the front of my backpack, I have my, this is the Knox Gear 39G Bluetooth speaker. I'm not going to defend myself. I use this Bluetooth speaker responsibly, quietly. Nobody else hears my music. Okay, on the opposite side here, I have my Z seat, just a little styrofoam seat. This, after day 1 or day 2, will go to the top of my backpack when I do not have Doritos up here. Also in this side pocket is my titanium Tokes cook pot. It's about 500 milliliters. It has a fuel tank inside of there. It also has the BRS stove, and it also has my lighter. So everything that I need for cooking is all packed up and nestled into this pot. The last thing on the outside of my backpack are my Doritos. So I'm keeping the Doritos up there at the beginning of my hike just so they don't get smashed inside. And starting my hike, I don't really have the volume for all of my Doritos inside. So after day one, hopefully I'll have a little less after I eat some food and there'll be room inside of there. On the front pocket of my backpack, which is located on the back of the backpack, I have some glasses that I use mainly just at night as cheaters when I'm looking at my phone, planning the next day, reviewing video, all that stuff. This is my filtering bag. It's the CNOC 2-liter. As I said, I can carry extra water in there on top of my backpack on day 2 if necessary. I am once again using my Sawyer Squeeze water filter. I have a little microfiber washcloth either for wiping me down or wiping down the inside of my tent if it's wet. This is my Visp raincoat from Enlightened Equipment. Super ultra lightweight. It has pit zips. I really like it. Digging down here farther, these are my REI rain pants. They aren't quite as ultra lightweight as the coat, but I'd like to have something that's a little bit more durable on my legs that might be scraping up against branches and brush. This is 9 MSR mini Groundhog steaks inside of a Dyneema stuff sack. Keep that on the outside. Just I don't like the pokey things on the inside. My tent only uses 8 steaks. I bring 1 extra. A little concerned on this trip because we may be camping in areas that are windy, and these small steaks, I may need to put a rock or something on top of them to prevent the gusts from pulling them out of the ground. All right, I think I got everything on the outside of the backpack. Let's hop into what is on the inside. One of the things, that I like about this backpack is instead of just rolling over the top and buckling it together, they have these optional straps that you can take off, but it straps it down on the sides, which compresses it from the top. Okay, first couple things inside my bag. First food bag. Second food bag. 8 days of food. It wouldn't all fit in my custom printed food bag from Hilltop Zpacks. So I have to supplement that with a second food bag. The way that I have it divided up for starting this hike is all of my breakfasts and my lunches are inside of this bag, and all of my snacks and my dinners are inside of this bag. My thought process is when I get up in the morning and I have to dig out my breakfast, I usually eat my breakfast on the run and put it in my fanny pack. I only have to dig through this little bag. And when I stop for lunch, all I have to do is dig in this little bag and not be scooping everything out in that bigger bag. Now, 3-4 days into the hike, I can probably consolidate it all into this one bag, but that's the way that I'm starting. So the big difference between this hike and all the rest of my hikes is the amount of food that I have to carry, which requires me to carry a bigger backpack. This is all the food that I am going to carry. So this is all the food that I have packed in these 2 food bags. Now when I say 8 days, the first day is actually going to be only needing dinner and my candy bar for dessert. The last day, all I'm going to need are my breakfasts and some snacks. Every day in between, 3 meals and snacks. So let's hop right in. Every day for breakfast, I have 2 of the nutritious, high quality honey buns. I usually eat 2 of these after I hike for about 2 hours. They'll be in my fanny pack. I eat them on the run. So all of my breakfasts are covered. For lunch, I have Doritos and beef sticks. So You saw on my pack, I'm going to start out with the one bag of Doritos on top. The other bag of Doritos I will actually empty at the trailhead into a Ziploc bag and put it inside of my pack, inside of my food bag. So we have 24 beef sticks for a day. That's 6 days. That's about all I'm going to need. This is more than enough Doritos. That'll allow me to eat some with my dinner at night and share it with my friends if they ask for some. I'll start day 2 with some trail mix inside of my fanny pack. And then I also have snacks. So each day of snacks, I got to have some chocolate. I got to have some salty food. So not on here. Before every hike, I go to my local gas station. It's called a Holiday. Some people call it a Circle K, but they have delicious cookies there. I pick up 6 of those. They're really big. They're really high quality. They're very delicious, and they're kind of heavy, actually. Other days, I have my Nature Valley savory everything bagel bars, as well as some nut crunches. I have some grandma's cookies. Towards the end here, I have 2 of these Peak Refuel peanut butter chocolate chip freeze-dried cookies. I leave these for the last days because they are the lightest. So every night I have freeze-dried meals. I'm a big fan of Peak Refuel, however I'm a little burnt out on them. So I'm going back to some Mountain Houses. My favorites are buffalo style mac and cheese, chicken and mac and cheese, some spaghetti here, some chicken and dumplings, as well as I have my Peak Refuels, chicken and rice, and beef stroganoff. So this is all of my food for those 8 days. Let's keep rolling. The next thing inside of my backpack is the Sea Summit Arrows Large Premium Inflatable Pillow. Really love this pillow. I need a lot of pillows when I'm sleeping in my tent on the ground because I sleep on my back and I like to have my head well elevated. This pillow, even though it's large, is not thick enough. I'll show you how I solved that problem without a second pillow in just a minute. Next thing in here is my ditty bag. We're going to go really quickly through here. I have all of the probably 7 wet wipes that I'm going to need for the rest of the trip. This trip I am bringing bug spray because I got burned last time when I didn't bring it. An extra cap for my smart water bottles just in case that one breaks or loses. I have some Nitecore tablets there. I have a little bit of sunscreen. I have some patch here in case I need to patch something up, either my sleeping pad or my tent. Salty Bridges ointment in case I get chafed. I have some allergy tabs in case I get into some poison ivy or I'm itchy or I break out from something. These are really good to have along. A Band-Aid, an extra mini carabiner, chapstick with Luca tape on the outside. If you don't know what Luca tape is, search it. An extra little gadget here for hanging my food bag, for tying it up PCT style. An extra lighter, my ultra lightweight knife, Pepto tab, and a mini S-Beaner are in here as well. Next thing in my backpack, we'll go with the Nemo Tensor insulated inflatable sleep pad. The inflator bag is inside of here. This is insulated. It's the long and wide. My tent is from Zpacks. It's the Duplex made out of Dyneema. It's a hiking pole tent. So there are no poles. You use your hiking poles to hold it up, which I'm a little nervous about in the wind, but we're going to roll with it. Okay, this is my electronics bag. It's made out of Ultra 200 fabric. It was actually made by Miyagi, who's going to be with on this trip. In my electronics bag, quickly here, I have my one Anker bank, power bank, that I believe is 26.8 milliamps. So it's the really big one. but it's not big enough. But I'm not carrying my second power bank in this bag, and I'll tell you in a minute why. I have my Nitecore NU25 rechargeable headlamp. I have all the medications that I take at night. I have a charger cord for my phone. I have a charger cord for my speaker and my Garmin. And I have a different charger cord for my headlamp. It would be nice once I have all of these devices with the same input, so I only have one cord. And I also have some corded earbuds, so if I'm watching a movie at night, my friends don't have to hear what I'm watching. All right, getting towards the bottom of my bag. This is a Sea Summit. I believe it's a 20-liter ultra lightweight compression dry sack. And this is where I am keeping all of my clothes and all of my down. So I talked about in my last video, I don't need a 20-liter. However, I like having this 20-liter because it's a little thicker, a little bit more girth, goes in the bottom of the backpack, longer or better because it's not as long and it's wider. It just fits better. Okay, let's get this thing unrolled. I should mention my Pilgrim UL backpack is waterproof and it's seam sealed. However, with this sort of stuff on this sort of trip, I just go overboard because I don't want my stuff to get wet. Okay, extra clothes that I have in there. I just have some polyester long johns, long underwear. On this trip, my second shirt, I never wear my second shirt. It's always in there just in case, but I never wear it. My second shirt, I'm opting, instead of going with a second short sleeve shirt, I'm going with my Woo Wool Company sun hoodie. It's lightweight, long sleeve. It has thumb holes. This is a merino blend that makes it better than regular merino. It's stretchier, it's more durable, all sorts of things. I did a video all about this. I'll put a link in the cards. I have my my gloves here from Zpacks. These are made out of possum down. These I may wear in the morning up in the mountains. The temperatures can range anywhere from 90 down to 15 degrees. The temperatures could be blazing hot sun. It could be a thunderstorm. It could be a blizzard. You just have to be prepared for everything. So my hands get cold. I'm bringing gloves. Okay, we talked about my second pillow. I don't have a second pillow. But what I do have is this pillow strap from a company called Pillow Strap that's available on Garage Grown Gear. So my pillow goes inside of here. It comes with a strap that goes around my sleeping pad. And the nice part is once it's strapped in, if I have some extra clothes or my down jacket that I'm not wearing, I can stuff that underneath my pillow in this strap and it'll elevate everything up and it's not all falling over, and when I wake up and roll over, it all stays in one spot. So this is kind of a new purchase, but I really like it. All right, some extra darn tough socks. I am bringing an extra pair of underwear on this long of a hike. Typically, I wear those running shorts the whole hike. Sleep in them, never take them off the whole time. This long of a hike, though, with sweat, it starts to get a little gritty downstairs. So sometimes at night, I may opt to sleep in this underwear, or if I wash those shorts in a creek, it allows me, something to wear while those shorts are drying. As usual, I have my hooded puffy from REI. I typically only wear this at camp, and I'd like to sleep in it when it's cold out just to keep my head warm. It's got a lot of trail cred, a lot of holes in it. And these are my down booties, down slippers that I only wear inside of my tent, inside of my sleeping bag. This allows me to keep my feet warm, even if my quilt maybe isn't warm enough If I have this and I have this, I'm going to be happy. Speaking of which, this is the quilt that I have inside of my stuff sack right now. But I am happy to tell you that this is not the one that I'm actually going to be carrying. Not that I don't love this quilt. This is the 20-degree premium quilt from Hammock Gear, and it has 950 fill power down. It has 20 denier inside and outside, so it's super lightweight, and I love it. However, I just ordered the exact same thing in a 30-degree quilt. I already have a 20-degree. I have all of these hikes when I go up into the mountains in the fall, where I'm always debating, should I bring my 20-degree? Should I bring my 30-degree? Or my 40-degree? And it may seem extravagant to have a 20, a 30, and a 40, but I think I'm going to use it enough to make the investment worthwhile. My 20-degree quilt is so much smaller than, or my 40-degree quilt is so much smaller than this 20-degree that that 30-degree is going to be halfway in between, and it's going to provide me with plenty of insulation on this trip, and I'm going to be a little bit lighter and a little bit smaller than bringing this top quilt. All right, the last thing inside of my backpack, so you can see I have a Ziploc bag here. And this has my second power bank that I believe is 15, something like that, 16 milliamps, more power than I'm going to need between the two, but that's what I have. And I didn't want to go down to the 10 milliamp because I'd be worried about it running out of power. I also have an extra cord for charging my phone in here. If you've ever been on a trip and you're a YouTuber and your phone doesn't charge, that's not a good thing. And this is the bag that I'm also going to be keeping my wallet in after that first day. So these are going to stay in the bottom of my backpack. I'm probably not going to pull them out until 3/4 of the hike on day 5, day 6. Then I may need this power bank, and hopefully I'll never need this cord, and I won't need my wallet. That is everything. These videos get long. I try to go quickly. If I miss something, I'll insert it right now. A couple things I forgot to mention. My REI rain mittens, as well as all three of us that are on this trip are low altitude guys. So we have the prescription Diamox, which we are taking the day before and the first day to help us acclimate to the higher elevations. This is everything that I'm bringing. I'm going to do a 3-part video series on this 8-day hike. I hope they will join me on that hike and watch that video. That video, through the magic of editing and timing, will be out in just 1 week. So check that video out. Thank you for coming along. Hey, if you're out in Utah, maybe I'm going to see you out on the trail.